Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're talking about confidence. One of the main issues that is in the root of a lot of other fears, phobias, insecurities, trust issues, depression, anxiety, panic attacks. And many clients that I've seen, they tell me that I've lost my confidence when I was 10. I've lost my confidence when I was 6. When something emotional, something traumatic happened to them. But you cannot lose your confidence. That's the best part about it. You can shut it down, but never lose it. So what affects our confidence? It's like, I want you to imagine like you're driving a car, and it's your car, and it's one of the best cars that you have ever wanted, right? And you are the driver, you are the owner of your mind, and that's how you are born, with ultimate confidence. But when something happens that you cannot process, you cannot understand, for example, criticizing or abuse, whether it is physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, a child does not understand what is happening. And because they cannot explain it, they cannot understand it, they think that there is something wrong with them. So they put the fault on them, they blame themselves, and that's when we start to shut down the confidence. That's when we start to give the keys from our car to someone else in the car. A fear, inner critic, right? Inner guilt. So we kind of giving control to someone else. The best part about it is that you can take the control back. You can absolutely uncover your confidence back. And what do you need to do about it? The first one is to understand where you shut it down. You cannot heal something that you don't understand. And that's the phrase of my mentor, Marisa Peer, and that's the school where I went to, Rapid Transformational Therapy. And she was talking about understanding, that it's at the bottom of every jump, leap, spiritual awakening, right? That's what happens. If you understand where, how, and when you shut down your confidence, you can start your healing journey. You know, the healing journey will be so much faster than if you just try to numb it, shut it down, suppress it, maybe distract yourself with some substances, alcohol, cigarettes, whatever it is. Or maybe just avoiding public speaking if you're afraid of it, avoiding driving if you have driving anxiety, or maybe avoiding social gatherings if you have social anxiety. Instead of avoiding, you can start to understand. And by understanding, you are creating that space between the impulse and the reaction, so that you can think. In that little space, you can find that understanding, and then you can start to react differently. You can start to change the pattern. Also, the second best way to open up your confidence again is to start telling yourself positive words. I cannot emphasize this more than I already do, but what you tell to yourself, every cell in your body is listening to your thoughts. If you are used to hear in childhood that you're stupid, you're no one, nothing will come out as good for you, then you start to hear that voice in your mind when you grow up. And then you manifest everything in your life, the events, the relationship, according to that belief that I'm stupid. So if you start to tell yourself completely opposite words, that's when your brain starts to adapt to these new words. So you tell yourself, I'm smart. If you made a mistake, you said, I experienced, I sampled, at least I tried. So you start to tell your positive words. And this is why people think that affirmations don't work, because people don't do them long enough. People do them for 1, 2, 3 days, they don't see the difference, and they quit. They say, oh, that doesn't work for me. It does work. It's just that your brain is like a muscle. It's like you are going to the gym and you're training your muscles. That's the same with brain. You train your brain to think the certain way, because there is only one owner of your brain. And it's either you or someone else or something else, like a fear or a phobia or criticism or someone else. You know, sometimes we do give control to another person. So take back your control. And when you take back your control, when you understand that you are not a child anymore, when we are children, we believe that we don't have a choice, which is true. We don't have a choice. You are a dependent child. You do everything that your parents say. You have to. There is no other way. And some people are lucky because they have a love and nourishing relationship with their parents. And they had a lovely, amazing childhood. But for many, it is not like that. And the best part about being an adult is that you can change that. You cannot change the past, but you can change how you see that. And when you understand your past, you become more confident. The third way is to, and this is going to sound funny, but to tell someone off. You know, if you have a person that you don't like, or a person who irritates you, who triggers you, and you know that that person doesn't bring any value, any emotional value into your life, you sometimes have to tell them off. And it's gonna feel weird in the first time, and maybe you'll have guilt and shame, and that's okay. But at the same time, you're starting to set a boundary. You're starting to say no to the things that you don't want, because you always had to say yes to the things that you didn't want. And now you can say no. So whenever it is, wherever you are, no matter how old you are, you can always regain back your confidence because it's within you.